Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I am going to show you how to design and print a roll-up banner like this. I am also going to tell you how much it will cost to print it and how much the roll-up stand itself costs, because there's a difference between printing the banner and the actual stand. I'm going to tell you how much it costs here in Nigeria as at April as at April 2025, because that is at the time I'm recording this video. So I'm going to be telling you that, so stay to the end if you want that information. And I believe that at the end of this video you'll be able to properly design a roll-up stand and optimize it so that it can be printed at the best possible quality. Alright, but before we get started, I'd like you to subscribe and like and share and drop a comment, and that will really help me grow this channel. So if you've done that, let's quickly get right into the video. Alright, so we're going to be using Photoshop, and as you know, Photoshop is a raster software, and usually when you're designing things that should be printed, it's more advisable to use a vector-based software like Illustrator, CorelDRAW, InDesign, and so on and so forth, Figma as well. But a lot of designers, we are more conversant with Photoshop, so we tend to use it to design stuff that we're supposed to print. So if you're going to use Photoshop, then you have to make sure that you get the size perfectly well, get the exact size, and you also have to make sure that you optimize the document in such a way that when it's printed, you're going to get the best out of it. Alright, so now for a roll-up stand, from my research I found out that it's 3 by 7 feet. Okay, but after designing it, when I went to print it out, I was told that it's actually 33 by 82 inches. Okay, so they had to do a little bit of cutting here and there, but that is the official size if you're printing a roll-up stand here in Nigeria, 33 by 82 inches. Okay, so let's quickly create a new file. Select inches, right, and then you can now select 33 by 82. Now after you've selected your size, okay, the resolution has to be 300 pixels per inch. Why? Because that is the resolution that you're supposed to use when you want to design something that should be printed. Okay, 72 pixels per inch is for documents that are only going to be digital, documents that you're only going to see on social media. But the moment you want to print something out, you have to change the resolution to 300, at least 300. Okay, so those are the two major things you want to get right: the size and then the resolution. Now the third thing you want to get right is the color mode of the document. Since it is something we're printing out, we have to change the color mode to CMYK. Okay, don't leave it at RGB, change it to CMYK since it is going to be printed. So make sure you take note of these three things anytime you want to design something that should be printed. Get the exact size of the document. If it's a business card, go and find out what the size of a business card is. If it's a banner, whatever it is, get the exact size. Number two, the resolution should be at least 300 pixels per inch. And then number three, the color mode, change it to CMYK. Don't leave it at RGB. Okay, so once these three things are in place, you can go ahead and create your document. So let's tap on create. So now that we've opened our document, we've opened our workspace, another thing you can do to also enhance the final output when you're ready to print is you can actually increase the size of the document. So you can go here to image and you can go to image size. Okay, and an image size, they are going to show you the size of your document in pixels, so you can see the width and the height. So what you simply do is you can increase this width to any a much larger number. So here is 900, so I can come and increase it to 2000, and you can see that automatically the height is also adjusted. Okay, and now the resolution of this image has skyrocketed, it has increased. Okay, because I've increased the number of pixels in the image. Okay, so look, if you look at the top, they are writing image size is 35.6 MB megabytes. It was 7.21 megabyte before. Okay, it was 7 megabyte before, but just by increasing it, it has now, the size of this document is now 35.6 MB. And now there's nothing inside though. There's no picture, nothing, just white canvas. It's already 35.6. So this is how to increase the size of your document so that it will retain every single quality, so that when you're printing it out, it will be sharp. Okay, but for the purpose of this video, I will not be increasing the size. Okay, I just wanted to show you that you can increase it. When I wanted to print it, I increased the size. Alright, so I'm just going to press cancel. Now let's get right into the video by designing it. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to I'm going to um set up some coordinates. Alright, because the way the roll-up stand is, the way I designed it, I need coordinates to recreate it, to make sure that everything is exactly the way it needs to be. So I'm going to create those coordinates. So I'm going to actually give you the coordinates in the description box of this video. So just check the description box, you're going to see everything. But this is how I'm doing it. So I go to my rulers. In case your ruler is not showing, you can press Ctrl R and your ruler will show. Now, once your ruler is showing, you can go to the vertical parts of the ruler, not the horizontal, the vertical. Click and drag, left click and drag, and a guide is going to come out. Okay, now I'm going to use these guides for this design. Now you right click on the guide, right click on it and click on edit select guides. Okay, they are going to show you a number here. Right click on this px is pixels, right click on it and then change it to percent. It's going to show you a percentage. Now this, my first guide is 2%. Just click on 2 and press OK. You can see that it has adjusted. The next one is 4%. So click on it, right click, edit, right click on PS, go to percent and click on 4. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be setting up my coordinates, but I'm not going to show you step by step because it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to fast forward, but all the coordinates are in the description box in case you want to follow along, and I hope you're actually following along because you're not going to get anything if you're not designing. Okay, so let me just quickly fast forward. Hey guys, so I've actually finished doing the guides for the vertical section. For the horizontal section, it's the same thing. You just go to the top, the ruler at the top, and you drag and you repeat the process. Right click on it, you have to select it, click on it, right click on it, edit select guides, change pixels to percent, and then you can impute it. Alright, it's just the same thing. I just wanted to make sure that in case you didn't know, horizontal vertical is the same thing. Okay. Alright guys, so I finished putting in the coordinates, the guides. I'm done with that, so we can go right ahead and start designing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background color to orange, which is the brown color. So we'll come here to solid color and click on OK. Let's go to here. So this is where I put the color code. This is it. We'll copy it. Then we'll double click on this green and then we'll paste that color code. Okay, let's go back and copy it again. Let's paste it. Alright, there we have it. Okay, so we have our orange, which is our background color. So the next thing we're going to do is sorry, excuse me. We're going to create a white shape, a white square. So we'll come here and make it, we'll change the color to white. Okay, and we're just going to stretch, going to edit the shape. Let's just drag it down here, down to this guide. That's why we're using the guide. Okay, so the guide tells me exactly where this shape is supposed to stop. So it's supposed to stop here. Take it up. Okay, and it's supposed to be extended to the edge, but not here. You can see where it is. Okay, and it's supposed to stop in between these two guides. Alright, so that's the point of the guides. The guides tell me exactly where everything needs to be. You must not necessarily use guides, but for me, to make it a smooth process, I chose to use guides. Now that we have that in place, we are going to start putting in our rectangles. Okay, so this is a food. This roller banner is for a food brand, and we're going to be putting images of foods here. So I'm going to be putting those images in squares. So we're going to create the first square. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's change the color of this square so that we'll know what we're doing. Change it to green. To change the color of the square, just double click on the layer, the icon, the thumbnail of that shape, and a dialog box will appear. This, and then you can now change the color. Alright, so see the way I am aligning this shape to fit inside the guides that have been created. Okay, so try your best to make sure you do the same. I'm going to copy this, so Ctrl J to copy, and then I'll try to centralize what I've copied. You can see it's in the middle. I'll press Ctrl J again, and then I'll drag it to the edge. Okay, now you can see that they are all aligned with the guides. So I'm actually going to come and add a radius to the edge. Let's see, 50. Okay, 50 is too much. Let's try 25. Alright, it's going to be 25, so I'm going to do it for all of them. 25 each. $25 for the last one. Alright, so these are the squares where I'm going to be putting the food images in. But I'm actually going to be doing it for I'm going to be doing about 15 rectangles, okay? So let me bring in the food image to show you how I'm actually going to place it. Let me bring in the full images just to show you how it's going to be done. So we have Puff Puff here, and I'm going to be providing you with all these images and assets. Everything I use for this video, I'm going to send it to you so that you can create your own as well. Okay. So once you brought in the image, you just have to shrink the size and then make sure that the image is on top the shape, the rectangle you want to put it inside. And then you hold your Alt key and come in between those two layers and left click, and you can see it has clipped inside. Okay, so you can transform it and adjust it however you want. Okay, we'll go for the second square. Select the second square, then go in and bring in your image. This time is a meat pie. We'll reduce the size. And then what do? Hold your Alt and click, and it has entered. Select the rectangle, go drag your image in. Once your image is in, reduce the size, put it on top of the square, come to the layers, hold your Alt and click. Okay, so that is how we do it. So I'm not going to show you everything because it's going to take a lot of time. I'm not going to do the rest. I have 12 more to do, so I'm going to fast forward, but I have shown you how to do it. It's the same process for all of them. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have successfully put in all the images. You can press Ctrl H to hide the guides. I successfully put in all the images, alright, and that took a lot of time, but we're done with that. So I'm going to be putting in other information on the flyer. Okay, starting with the logo. Okay, so we're going to place the logo at the top. We'll centralize it. Then we're going to add some text. I have the text written here. Outdoor catering and food delivery. We'll copy it. Click on your text tool T, and then you paste it in. The name of the fonts I used is called Yummy. We'll change the color to white. Press Ctrl T to transform. Then we centralize it. So we're going to highlight the top. Then we'll change the color to this light green. This is the hex code. You can copy it and use it. Then we're going to create a shape. Place that shape here. Okay. Okay. So centralize the shape. Let's move this text up a bit. So come and we'll copy the text. Copy, copy. And then we'll paste the text in. We'll change the font to Montserrat. Let's use Montserrat medium. Press Ctrl T. I'll reduce the size. Change the color to white. Okay. So let's bring it down a bit. Then centralize it. Okay, so we're done with the top of this flyer. Then we're now going to write the names of these dishes that I have displayed here. So we have puff puff, meat pie, chin chin, and the rest of them. So I'm going to write the text one after the other, and I'm going to fast forward because it's going to take time and there's really nothing to learn here, just write text. Okay. Alright guys, so I've written all the text for the food items. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting some shapes under the food items. So we're going to use the rectangle tool. So select the rectangle tool and then draw a rectangle. Okay, we can change the color to green. Okay, this is the hex code for the green. Okay, and we can adjust it. Let's use our grid. So we can adjust it like this. Okay, we have our green. We are going to duplicate that green. We'll hold Alt and right click and drag. Okay, and for that one, we'll change the color to dark green. Okay, so we're going to select the three texts and then we'll click on the color and change them to white. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write the text at the bottom. So I have them written already. Like I said, I'm going to provide all the assets for this video. All right, so copy. Then select your text. All right, paste it. Change the color to black so it will be visible. centralize it. Then we're going to write another text. Let's go and copy it. Order now. Okay, we'll change the font to Yummy. Yummy regular. Let's zoom in a bit. I'll change the color. I'll change the color to green, dark green. Reduce the line spacing a bit. Okay. Now we're going to write the final text, which is the phone number on the website. I'll change the font back to Montserrat. Montserrat regular. Make it left aligned. Okay, let's reduce the size a bit. Okay. I'm going to put a little line using the line tool. All right. Now the last thing we're going to do is at the top, we're going to blend in an image into the background. So this is the image. I'm just going to place it. Then we'll change the blending mode to multiply. Then we'll reduce the opacity. Alright, so with that, we've actually finished designing it. Okay, so we've actually finished designing it. Now, anytime you're printing something like you're designing something like this and you know you want to print it, I'll advise you to create a mock-up of it so that you can see what it will look like when it's printed out, to avoid certain mistakes. There are things you won't see when you're looking at it this way, but once you mock it up like this, then you're going to see if any adjustment needs to be made. Alright, now when you're done designing, you need to export it as a PNG file. So I exported it as a PNG file and the printer accepted it and it worked. So you can also save yours as a PNG file, but to be safe, you can actually just carry the original document, which is the PSD, and take it to the printer shop, and then they will just use it and save it as whatever they want. Alright, so this is the final result of our work. Now let's talk about pricing like I promised. So the cost of printing this out here in Port Harcourt at April 2025, it actually costs 180 naira per feet. So the way it is calculated, this roll-up stand is 3 by 7 feet. So you're going to multiply 3 by 7 and then multiply it by 180 naira, and that's going to give you 3,780 naira. So that's what it costs to print it out. Then the roll-up stand itself is within the range of 40,000 to 45,000 naira currently. So that is what it costs to print it out and to buy the stand. And this is what it looked like when they were setting it up. This is after I finished printing it, and this is me at home with it. Alright, so I hope you've been able to learn something new. I hope you learned how to design it, all the settings you need in order to make sure that the quality comes out well, and how much it costs. So thank you very much for watching up until this point. Do well to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you can be the first to get notified when I drop new videos. Thank you for watching. Have a nice one.